Great, great.
Mostly in the Gulf, UAE.
Okay, okay, fine. Well, that's fine. So, one straightforward question for you guys. Like, I would like to know why you are here. Why you here? I mean, why do you want to learn this dynamo? Why do you want to know about this dynamo? Any idea about it? Any idea about the dynamo? Have you heard from someone? Like, have you worked before? Like, I mean, why you are passionate about this dynamo for now? Anyone?
I use
For
Dynamo.
simplify our Revit work,
Mm-hmm. First one.
for
Good.
like something like automation work.
Mm-hmm. Good. Second thing. Else.
For work in a complex project.
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you mean? Complex project means?
Means like a mega project and all where the activities are more. So at that time we go for a Dynamo.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Great. Else. What else?
Of course, to save man hours and
Hmm.
time of project.
Okay. Great. Else.
To save
Else?
doing repeated things or similar things multiple times
Hmm.
to save the time.
Okay. Okay. Fine. I mean, if I ask you something like Revit is a BIM, is it?
Yes.
That's a part of it. Yeah.
It's
Revit
a
is a
tool.
BIM. Is Revit a BIM?
No.
It's a tool. It's
Not
a
only
tool.
Revit,
No. Then?
it's a one of the software in BIM.
Perfect. Right answer. Yep. It's a one of the software, BIM. Correct. Actually, BIM is a platform and Revit is one of the tool. I mean, it's a BIM tool, is it? So we do have a lot of BIM tools. Okay. What about the Dynamo then? What about the Dynamo?
Visual programming of Revit.
Dynamo is an additional
From which platform?
programming.
From which platform? I mean, Dynamo is a tool. It's not a programming language. It's not from something else. It is coming from one platform. What is the platform? Like Revit is coming from one of a platform. It's called a BIM. In the same case, like we do have a Dynamo, which is coming from one of a platform. What was that?
I think it's a script writing.
Someone Vishal get give visual programming. Okay, from which? What is that visual? I mean, I didn't ask. What is? I mean, what type of programming we use in this Dynamo? It's coming from which platform? Okay, I'll reveal that. So where we have a three words BIM, building information modeling. In the same case, Dynamo has also like one different platform that is called a API. It's purely for the programmers. Okay, it's purely for the programmers. Okay, so API means application programming interface. Application where there is an application and how to program it and the interface of it. Application programming interface. Okay, so as we all are BIM persons, right? As we all are BIM persons, we do have a C or C programming in the BTech and in the diploma. Like we used to play with it, like very basic programs. Do you guys remember those C programming?
Yeah, we remember that one. C and C++.
Okay, so are you ready to learn this programming languages?
Yeah, we are ready to learn.
But I heard like some of you, I mean, we have an 18 participants now. Out of the 18, 18 people will love the programming.
Yes.
Sure?
Is it required to know Revit properly to do this programming?
I'll explain. I'll explain that. So everybody ready to learn the programming languages? I hope no. Correct?
Actually, not in depth, but a few basic parts. Actually, we wanted to know how it works for Revit.
Yeah.
Dynamo, how to utilize Dynamo. That we wanted to know.
Okay, great. So fine. I just want to reveal the secret. You no need to learn any kind of a programming languages if you want to continue with your Dynamo. Okay, as this is like demo for one of my batch, I mean upcoming batch. Okay, but actually I would like to introduce this Dynamo to, I mean, the people who are ready to learn themselves or whatever. Okay, so I consider like I just keep posted this in a groups, in a BIM groups and on LinkedIn, so else somewhere. Okay, fine, whatever, that's fine. So first of all, I would like to say something. You no need to learn any kind of a programming languages. You no need to learn any kind of a programming language. Either you played with the C, no need. Okay, of course there is a different interface. There we have a different interfaces. Okay, Dynamo, like you could see, like I'll just show you after some time. I mean, if I feel, I mean, no participants will join, then I will start explaining the things, what you have to and how you have to improve yourself in the Revit, whether in the construction industry or MEP industry, whatever. Okay, so well, I would like to say you no need to learn anything. Okay, so you just have to focus on pulling. What is a pulling? So, I mean, for suppose I'm a developer, okay, I'm a developer and you are a BIM person. You don't know like how to bring a script into your Dynamo interface, okay, into your Revit, okay. Then that is what I'm saying, like pulling. I mean, extracting someone's information, pulling someone's information from a library. Like, how do you find some libraries? For example, if you're looking for a families, if you're looking for families like a transformer family, it's not there in your Revit library, then what do? You'll just go through your, I mean, external sources like on a website, and you will download those and you will load it. That's right. So the same processor, the only one thing you should know, the way how to get the transformer. Like you keep typing transformer, 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 you will get the JPEGs, you will get the PNGs, you will get the GIF files. So what you are exactly looking for, .rfa family, is it? So there are different ways to find out. So here what you have to do is you just have to find out where the sources, I mean, are available. For suppose I'm an architecture developer, and next to me there's a guy who sits, he's from the structural, he's a structural developer, and next to him, like some other person like MEP, okay, he is playing with a MEP scripts. So what is your task? I mean, you just know like where did you get the transformer family? For example, in the same case, from where did you get the transformer family? From the MEP folder, is it? So how did you get that? You were, I mean, for example, you want to get some class report without help of any Navisworks. How to extract the element IDs information from the Navisworks without Navisworks installed in your PC? How to do that? Understand? In that case, like there are some in, I mean, like there are ready-made scripts, and you don't need to pay anything. You don't need to buy anything. Even single NP, you're not going to spend from your pocket. They are completely free. Okay, you just have to know like from where you just have to get it. That we call it as a packages. That we call it as a packages. I mean, say for example, if I'm an architecture developer and I'm having my own folder, so inside that folder I do have the complete scripts like 100 or 200 or at least one or two. Okay, you just have to know how to get my scripts from my folder and how it works. Okay, understanding the each and everything, every node. So today I'm going to explain you, I'm just giving you the brief like how to improve yourself. Okay, so there are some core topics. For example, if you go through any kind of a YouTube videos and Google sources, there will be, I confidently say that you can't find a proper resource anywhere. They're like shuffled, the jumbled actually. Okay, one information you will get it from one website, and the second one where there is a 14th topic would be somewhere in some other website. You can't get it the complete, and you can't merge it over there. You just have to learn in a manner. Understand? That should be that should be in a manner actually. Okay, so the first topic, the next it would be the second topic, not the 14th topic. Then it should be the third topic, not the 26th topic. Understand? Then you might confuse, then you may confuse and you will confuse others too. Okay, so I mean, like what I'm trying to say is there is a process. Okay, the process we called as a core concepts. First of all, you have to understand the core concepts of a Dynamo. The videos you watch or the scripts you, I mean, they'll explain you, and I mean, they will explain you like what to do that. what to do. They won't explain you why to do that in that way only. Understand? So you just have to learn core concepts. If you understand the core concept, you can understand any kind of a video. Oh, that is the reason like he played here. Oh, this is the reason like, oh, he pulled that from that package and he has kept here out. He's kept here. Okay, fine. Okay. So this is how it would be. Okay. So try to understand the core concepts. Understand the core concepts. That's it. If you understand the core concept in a detail, then you can rock any kind of a script. Okay. Frankly telling you, if my students, I mean, they're completely from the zero. They are completely from the zero. Okay. But within the fourth day or fifth day, they start writing their own scripts. How? How come? Why? Because I'm trying to feed them my personal R&D experience, my almost 3 years. So 3 years of Dynamo experience, R&D experience in a 15 days. Clear? So if you understand I'm not going to explain them any kind of an existing scripts. I'm explaining them how to create their own scripts so that they can do those. Understand? Okay, fine. Well, let's say so myself, I think no people will join. We can continue the session. Okay. So myself, I'm Kumar, and I'm the director of BIMERA. Okay, and I'm providing these trainings since like 2014. Yeah, 2014. Okay, and most of the trains, most of the people I had trained on like from the CAT to Rivet and Rivet to Rivet to the like Navisworks, the Kobe, and like some other platforms. Okay, some other like 45D, 60, 70 platforms. Okay, fine. So overall, I do have a total 9 years of experience in this current industry. With next month, it would be 10 years. Okay, fine. So what I would like to say, yeah. Can someone explain this work smarter and not harder? Usually, I believe hard work. You guys, hard work or smart work? Hard work or smart work?
Oh,
Smart
both.
work.
Both. Smart plus hard.
Smart plus hard? Okay, no. You have to choose only one,
Yeah.
either smart or
50.
hard. Then,
Smart work.
sorry,
Of course, we are engineer. We will choose a smarter.
smarter.
Yeah.
Okay. What about the hard work? What about the hard work then? So no one likes hard work here. Vishal, hard work in a smart way. Great. That's a good answer actually. Yep. So yeah, he's right actually. Hard work in a smart way. Okay, fine. Good. So what do we have to do is work smarter. Okay, for example, we have a task that could be done in a 4 hours. Okay, if you go for an interview, like they'll just give you a PC and they will assign you a task. Okay, they will watch the person like who is doing faster, and of course accurate too. Okay, not only like the performance. I mean, they'll check the accurate, the 100% it's right or not. Okay, so they'll choose the right person, those who person like act smart. Okay, not hard work. He's not, of course he's doing a lot of things. For example, the interviewer has assigned a task, he did 5 tasks, he didn't like that. Okay, they just want to do, I mean, they just want to see the task which is given to him, it should be done in a list time. That's it. Okay, that is called a smart work. If you have a 4 hours of task in your hand and you have finished in a 3 hours 45 minutes, it's not a smart work. If you finish that in a 3 hours, of course not, it's not a smart work. Okay, if you finish the same task in 15 minutes or 30 minutes, that is called a smart work, right or not? So that is what initially it won't come actually. You just have to work hard to create that smart work. Okay, like what we are doing here, a Dynamo program, okay, is a way to tell Revit what to do. Okay, let's see the third statement. The Dynamo program has a list of instructions. So what you have to do is you have to create some instructions. You have to create some instructions to the Revit with the help of a Dynamo to make your work simplifier. Is it? So, I mean, you are creating a virtual, assistant to you. You're creating an assistant to you, like you just have to do this. Then you have to do this. Then you have to do this. So you're writing some instructions to a person. The person here is a Dynamo. Okay. Now, so what is a Dynamo? It's saying the Dynamo is a program. It's a way to tell Rivet. I mean, I'm Mr. Dynamo and you are the Rivet, and you just have to follow my instructions. What do you do here? Okay, that is what. Okay, in which language they do communicate actually? Of course, Dynamo is a person here, and Rivet is a person. How we are communicating with the English? Is it? English is a language. Okay, in which language Dynamo and Rivet will communicate each other? Anybody?
Like C program or C sharp,
Uh,
.NET,
okay, fine, good. Of course,
Python.
of course, yes, of course, yes. But actually, if as you are a BIM person, like, are you ready to do some? Use your C programming knowledge to write instructions on Revit for the Revit? No, right?
Not actually, not
Yeah.
actually.
For that sake, there is a different programming language. It's not a new; it's a very old one. Of course, you haven't seen this before. We do have a lot of programming languages. Those are visual programming languages. If you Google it, like visual programming languages, you could see a lot. You could see a lot. Let me show you. Um, Visual programming, yeah, visual programming tools. If you Google it, you can see lot of. See, this is a visual programming tool. This is another visual programming tool, and there is a one more programming tool, and of course this is also like a programming tool. Okay, and where it's not a programming tool actually. Yeah, this is also one of a programming visual programming tool, and you see the grasshopper Dynamo versus grasshopper. That will be actually here first time. So Dynamo versus grasshopper. Yeah. If you say this, like we do have, where is it? Yep. Say this. So this is also like a one of a programming tool, visual programming tool. Okay. So this almost like looks similar. Okay. And this is not the new. For example, if you learn a Dynamo, it's strict to the Revit itself. Okay. You just learning the API. That is what I'm saying. For example, if you go through with any kind of a YouTube sources, they will teach you on the Dynamo only. But what we do at a Bimera, like we do provide the complete API training. API, what is an API? How to understand the core concepts of it. Okay, if you understand the API, I mean the API concepts, then you can play with not only with the Dynamo, you can play with the Grasshopper without any experience. You can simply understand any kind of a visual programming language. That is what the power of an API. Okay, what we are going to do is we are training. I mean, like we do provide two different type of courses. One is zero to hero, and the second one is a superhero. That is, even we include the Python and the Revit API. Okay, I don't like to say that stop learning with the Dynamo. We do have a lot actually. We do have a lot. Where is this? Yep. So we do have a lot. Even you just have to know a lot of methods. Okay, I'll just explain you a few methods. I mean, like how the visual programming works. Okay, see, where we have a designer's method, and we have an engineer's method, and we have a programmer's method. Okay, what are this? And you write this in the Dynamo itself. You write this in the Dynamo itself, and you write the same thing in the Dynamo itself. But these three are different languages actually. This is the one who is in the earlier state. I mean who is in the who is new to the Dynamo, who is really new to the Dynamo, the designer's method. This is called a node based system. This is the node based system. And the second one, that is a design script based. I mean, like what do we call this in an engineering method? Like most of the cases, like you see the formulas here, design script. Okay, and the next one, that is a Python. It's a pure programmer. It's not for us actually. Not for us means not for you guys. Okay, those who are good in the Dynamo, they can start learning this programming language. Okay, and have you ever worked with any Dynamo scripts before? Anyone?
Not actually.
Okay, anyone? No one here? Okay,
Yes, I have worked on Dynamo scripts.
who is that? Someshwar.
Yes.
Yep, good, great. So, do you have any Python experience before or any other programming languages before?
No, not really.
Okay, okay, fine, no problem. So, where we have a programmer's method actually. Okay, if you learn this programmer's method, like even though I can tell you something, I will reveal something. The Dynamo is not the complete tool to play with the Revit. Okay, it has some limitations again. Okay, frankly telling you, it has some limitations until unless you be a BIM developer. Okay, you will still there are, I mean, of course you don't need to worry about these kind of a Python scripts. You can I mean, you can get those from the package library. Okay, so you just have to know how to get that scripts. Okay, but you know, like if you want, I mean, like what do you say, you can customize a Python script according to your sake, like how as per your requirement. Okay, so this is the way. You just have to play in a designer's method, engineer's method, and a programmer's method. What we do here, what did we do here? Actually, company name Rajesh Kumar, director of Bimera Private Limited, and what is an industry here, and the string. So I would like to print all these three in one code block, like it's my business card. Okay, I followed three different methods. The first one is a designer's method, and the second one is an engineer's method, and the third one, that is a programmer's method. Okay, so I can I can play with, I mean, I used to, and I got how to the same output. Clear? So you just want to know like which method you have to play. Initial stage you have to go with this. Then if you're a bit confident, then you can go with this. Then if you're really like you're really eager to learn play with some kind of programming tools, then I say go with the Python. Go with the Python. Don't deviate your mindset. Like C, someone say it's a C sharp. Someone say it is a C. Someone say it's a Visual Basic. Someone say something else. Don't go ahead with it. Just first of all, and Python next to the Dynamo, not before the Dynamo. Okay. So if you're really confident on the Dynamo, then you just have to go with the Python. Yeah. Someone has a question. Who is that?
Sir, please mute all.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Please mute all. Okay, fine. Thank you. So it's clear, I guess. So if you have any questions, you can unmute, and once you're done, again mute yourself. Okay, please. Thank you. So there are three different methods. One is a designer's method, and a programmer's method, and engineer's method, including you just have to apply some kind of a computational thinking algorithms like decomposition algorithm and abstraction. So these are a different I mean, these are like programmers terminology. Okay, don't worry. Okay, you will be knowing that later. Okay, so if you apply those, you will get a 3D model with a multiple design options, and that too, that is a coordinated design. I mean, I can't say like it's 100% coordinate, I mean 100% clash free model. Like I can say it will show you some clashes, but it will automate your tasks. I mean, you don't need to draw any cable trace or ducts. Okay, let me give an example. For example, we have an electrical room. Here, consider this is an electrical room. Okay, you just have to draw one cable tray to this like something. It's a DB room or something. Okay, so you just have to draw one cable tray from here till here. Okay, so how do you do that? You just want to show you to your engineer like so there is a way you can go through this, or else then the Dynamo will help you. Mr. Rajesh, are you okay with this? Then I say no. Then it will show me the different route. Mr. Rajesh, if you follow this way, you will get 6 clashes. Is that fine with you? I said no. Then it will show me something else, like it will directly take this and this, and it will show it. Now we have only 2 clashes. Is that fine with you? Then I say yes. So it will show you the multiple design options. That is what I'm saying. Okay, so it will show you the multiple design options. That's up to you. Okay, even you can write number of logics in the same script n number of times. Okay, it will accept it. If there is something wrong in it, it will warn you. Okay, there we have a lot of I mean, there are a lot of ways to understand a script. Okay, let me show you just one example. I'll just show you one slide to you so that you can understand how it works. See this, where there's a point out by coordinates, again there's a point out by coordinates, all are the same point out by coordinates node only, but each and every node is in a different color. It has a different behavior actually. Okay, so you have to understand why this node is in a dark color and why this node is in a light color. Oh, okay, then there is a problem here. Okay, this is not the problem, so this is in a different color. Oh, okay, maybe this is the other issue. So you have to understand those issues. You just have to understand those issues. You have to understand their language. That is called a programming language. Okay, you're not going to write any kind of a script here. You don't need to understand variable a equal to b, or a equal to some electrical elements and b equal to some cable tray fittings. So you're not going to play with any kind of a programming, and you're not going to write any some sort of lines here. Okay, so you just have to understand only the node behaviors. That's it. Okay, how it behaves. Okay, fine. Okay, not this. Now, where is this? Here. Now, the finally, what I would like to convey you is, if you understand the core concepts of a Dynamo, you can play with any kind of a scripts. Okay, the first core concept is anatomy of a node. Understand what does a node have actually. Okay, if you see a node, you will see, you don't know like what to connect to it. For example, if you see a node, you don't know like from where it is from. What is the purpose of this node? Most of you have a question, what is the purpose of this? If you understand, for example, if you are the owner of a building, if you are the owner of a building, you know where is a restroom is, you know where is a janitor room is, and you know where is a guest room. Okay, but if you are new to a house, okay, you visited some other place, someone's house, then it's very bit hard to find where the restroom is, the same rooms. Understand? That is what I'm saying. You have to learn the complete API, not the complete API, at least part of an API, to understand any kind of a tool, either it is a Dynamo, or it is like a Grasshopper, or it is a something else, Nimes, or whatever it is. Okay, so what is a node? Even though you called Grasshopper, that is a node only. In the Nimes, we called it as a node only. Wherever you go, that is an anatomy of a node, means like it's a node which is in the graphical presentation. Instead of a script, there would be a different face. Okay, so what is it actually? Let me show you one different slide. This. Okay, where this is a Python script, and someone has written it. Okay, and there is a mediator between, how the Dynamo is converting this Python script into the node. There is a graphics in between, and who is acting like mediator between the Python script and the node. This is the actual face, and this is a virtual face of it. Understand? This is a virtual face of it. So the graphic processor is nothing but like a Dynamo API. Okay, Dynamo API, which is converting a Python script into the node face. Okay, you just have to feed some values into this portion. Okay, so what are this? Actually, we call them as an inputs. And we call these as an outputs. Okay, so what to connect? You don't know like what to connect. If you want to get some result, you must know what to connect to this. Okay, if you want to get a into B, you must know like A should be connected to this, and B value should be connected to this. And what about the third one? Of course, it could be something else like a tolerance or like a decimal points. If you want to run until unless you click on the run. So these kind of a sort of an inputs you must know before you run a script. Understand? Okay, so what does it actually? So the script will be converted by the graphic processor to look into a different face node. What is inside the node? Modifications in the code feeds it back to the script again. Okay, the user has to feed some values to it, then it becomes active, then it will send to the script face again, and the script will be send it to the graphic processor, and the graphic processor will update the script, and it will change the node behavior. If there is something wrong in the user's input here, then it will be in a different shape. then it would be in a different color. Understand? Okay, so you just have to understand anatomy, what is inside the node, why it is behaving like that. That is the first core concept. Okay, and the next one, okay, and the next one, data types. Okay, initially, like I said, we do have some sort of a I mean, I said like you don't need to learn any kind of a programming languages, is it? So what is that? It's not completely 100% wrong. It's 90% wrong. Okay, you have to know some sort of an information if you want to get into the Dynamo first. Understand? Not with the design script method and not with the Python method. Okay, initially you can play with, I mean, Dynamo is enough for you. Like if you're playing with the documentation, or if you're playing with the coordination, or if you're playing with some kind of a modeling, then that is fine. But if you want to create some sort of if you want to play with the machine learning, artificial intelligence, then the Python is required. Okay, until unless like you can go with the some sort of a, like I mean, we do have a, I'll show you how many packages we do have available for free of cost. Okay, they are like open source packages you can play, and I'll show you some of the packages which must install, otherwise you can't do anything. Okay, I'll just show you, remind me later. Okay, so the data types, I mean, data types are nothing but like I mentioned, it's like we have only 5, but we have a lot more than that. Okay, but most of the cases, like if you want to be a master in the Dynamo, you have to know 5. One is the integer. Integer means it's like a number. Int 64, int 32, it will show you like that. Okay, so let me open, okay, I haven't opened the Revit. Let me open that and I'll just show you what are those data types. Okay, so before that, okay, so the data types. Okay, we do have the first one, that is a number. I mean, if the value, the parametric value information. Okay, most of the cases, like you keep playing with parameters only. I mean, Dynamo is nothing but like we call it as a data flow programming. Data flow programming. It's not an imperative programming language. Okay, it's a data flow. I mean, where we have a data somewhere, and we are. I mean, the data should be. Extract some of information from that box, and it has to be getting into the another box. Okay, so what we are doing is like the data which is flowing from one box to the another box, like a flowchart method. Okay, where is it? I'll show you that later. Okay, so if you want to play with those, you must know like where we have a integer number. Okay, if the number does have any decimal points, okay, then we call that as a double. If it is a string, I mean text, your name, the data, I mean the text data types is a string, understand is a string, basic is a string, variable is a string, and 5 is a number again. Okay, so we call this a like a strings actually. Okay, you should like to play like a what is a string, you should know. I mean, what are the data types we have, and the booleans, true or false values, yes or no, and like null values. I mean, if you're getting sometimes there is no data what you're looking for, then it will print null values instead of showing something. Okay, then these are the 5 data types for now. Number, double, I mean with the decimal points, with the decimal number, I mean 1 2 3 4, it is a number. 1 2.34, that is a double value. Okay, so you have to understand the data types to play with them, and we do have a different method to identify what type of a data type it is. For example, in Revit, if you select one element, okay, let me check whether it is selected, it is opened or not. It won't take much time, like less than 5 minutes. Okay, so understand the data types. Okay, I'll show you now. And what is understanding input and outputs? So the third important thing is before you place a node, you have to check whether you placed the right node or the wrong node. Okay, and are you connecting the correct inputs to it? Are you getting the same output what you were expecting? So you have to understand the inputs and outputs. Okay, so that is the another one. Like, let me open this Dynamo. Yeah, let it open. So understanding inputs and outputs. Okay, so feeding, like how to feed a value. For example, if a node is looking for something, and if you connect something, it will act in a weird, and it will completely corrupt your Dynamo also. Okay, and I mean it will stuck your Revit, and until unless you close the Revit, it won't allow you to run the, until it won't leave you. Okay, you must close your rivet. Okay, so there are a lot of things. I'll explain you one by one. And the next one, that is a dot notation. Okay, what is this dot notation? If you don't understand the dot notation, you will never be a perfect Dynamo expert. Dot notation comes from the programming programmers terminology. Okay, let me show you what does it mean actually. Okay, so data types, like for example, if I want to place a number here. Okay, so this is a number, and number with has a decimal points, with has 2 decimal points. Oh, okay, then we call this as a double. This is a data type. Okay, for example, if you want to place a string here, then there is a string, and you can place your name like something Dynamo. Okay, so this is a string. And what else would you have? Settings, number format, and let me go with the number again. I'll just go with the number again. Now there is no decimal point, and we call this as a number. We call this as a number or integer, like 1 2 3 4. That's fine. Okay, so we do have a true or falses. So you must know, like, what are the data types we do have, true or false. Yes or no. That's it. Okay, so where there is a one more, that is called a null actually. Okay, there is a null. See, there is a null. Okay, so we have a 5 type of a data types, and most of the cases, like you're playing with the, you're manipulating the data, you're extracting some data from some place to the different place, one box to the different box. Understand? Okay, so that is what and what else? Inputs and outputs. Okay, for suppose there is a Revit model here. Okay, there is a Revit model here. Okay, so where we have an elements here, electrical elements. Okay, so where we have an electrical elements, I want to get some information. When I select any of the element, okay, when we say this 1500, that is a double value, and the schedule level and the offset from offset from host, and these are values which started with the numbers, and this is a number again. So number, you must understand what is the data type of it. What is the data type? It is a number. It's a text. It's a text. Sometimes it looks like a text, but it is not a text. Then how do you find out that? How do you find that? Okay, that is what the technique actually. Okay, you have to understand those concepts. Okay, for suppose, let's see. Let me select one element. Select model element. If I select this, okay. If I select this, okay, this element have some parameters, is it? So element dot parameters. If you want to get the complete parameters into the Dynamo, you can simply connect this to this. So I got the complete parameters list of that element here, the area and the values of it. Okay, for example, if I want to segregate this data, okay, I need a node. I just need a node to split two values. Either this is a parameter name and it's a parameter value. Okay, so what is end with us? It's a parameter. Okay, so we have some parameters in our hand, and you want to get that name. That's it. Parameter dot name. What is this dot? Why I kept a dot here? Remember one thing. Dot means accessing into the specific folder. Let me show you that. I'll just show you that now. See the parameter dot name. I have why say we have an element here, and I want to get the parameters. Is it? So element dot parameter or parameters. Sometimes parameter or sometimes parameters. Okay. So if you want a single parameter, then it is a single, but we have a lot of parameters, so it's a plural word. Correct? So element dot parameters. Okay. Now we have parameters in our hand. I want to get the name of it. So parameter dot name again. If you want to get the direct parameter name, you can do one thing. Element dot parameters dot name. See what is the dot here? Dot is allowing you to enter into a different folder, or which is giving you the complete access into something else. That is what the dot. Okay. For suppose, if I want to get the value of a parameter, then what would be the node? Anybody? Anybody? Anyone, please? Excuse me, are you there?
Is that parameter dot value?
Perfect. Perfect. Well, let me mute again, or else, yeah, mute all. Fine. Perfect. It's a parameter dot value. So how do you know that? How do you know that? So where we are already, we have a parameters folded in our hand. Okay, and I want to get the values. That's it. Parameter dot values. Parameter dot value. When I connect this parameter to this, okay, and it will show the parameter value. Okay, now this is what the dot notation actually. That is what, where is my slide? Okay, I'll just show you. So this is called a dot notation. You have to understand the dot notation. Understand? If you want to get the parameter unit types, what is the unit type of it? But while you looking for a parameter dot type, I'm sorry, parameter dot type. Okay, what is it saying? Subassembly parameter dot type. When I connect this to this, what is happening? It is showing a warning. It is showing a warning. Why? Because this is looking for something else and you are connected. Of course, this is a parameter. You said like this is a parameter and we are connecting to the parameter only. Then why there is a warning? This is a different kind of a parameter which is simplified by something else, for something else. Okay, this is not the right parameter. So this we called as a behaviors. This we called as a behaviors. Okay, you just have to understand the different behaviors. Okay, we do have a lot of behaviors, like 5 to 6 behaviors. You should know like how, I mean, why it is acting like that. If you hover the cursor on the tooltip, it will explain you. Okay, civil connection assembly expects some this parameter. It is expecting something else, but you have connected Revit elements parameter. Okay, let me show you one more example for this. Okay, so let me show you one more example. Okay, fine. We'll take the same example where there is a parameter here. Why don't I connect it directly the element to the parameter? Now it is saying again a warning. Why? Anyhow, we are getting the information from the same element only, of the same element. Then why it is showing a warning here? Even though you're getting the same information from the element, but you cannot connect that directly with the element. Understand? Why? Because there is a bridge. You must come through the bridge, through that bridge only. Okay, so we are just doing some bridge here. So this is a bridge, and see, now the bridge is in the right frame. Okay, let me read the warning first. Let me read the warning. Okay, what is it? So which is expecting. Okay, it is expecting, I mean, like how you expect something from someone. Okay, it is expecting something. What is it expecting? It is expecting Revit dot, see there is a dot again. I mean, you just have to enter into the Revit first, Revit elements, then you have to get the parameter, then you have to connect the parameter to this. But what you have done, you directly connected the element to the parameter. That's wrong, is it? So that is what it is saying, why we have a two dots here. Of course, if you getting into more deeper than Revit dot elements dot parameter dot name dot type dot something else, why there is a dot? It's called dot notation. Who will explain you the dot notation? Wherever you Google it, you can't find it anywhere. Dot notation, again the core concept of API. Okay, so you just have to understand this. Okay, let me explain you in another way. Okay, it doesn't finish. So but was called with Revit.elements.family instance. What is this Revit.elements.family instance? Why I connected this family instance? Okay, what is this? Of course, we know Revit elements.parameter. If you hover the cursor on this, what it is saying? You have to connect that Revit.elements.parameter. But what we have connected? Revit.elements.family instance. How do you know that? Okay, there is a powerful node. If you are as a beginner in the Dynamo, okay, so where there is a different node element.object.type, sorry, if you connect that, see what it is saying, Revit.elements.family instance. So instead of one, you connected with something else. So that is why it is saying the warning. Understand, guys? So this is how actually you have to play with the dot notation. You just have to understand. As I have explained you, that is a very brief. Okay, we do have a lot in it. Okay, so well, that's fine. So what is? dot notation. That is the dot notation. Okay, I would like to show you something else. No, so before you play with, for example, when I click on that,
Excuse me,
how do you
bro.
understand the bridge of it? Where there is a tool actually. If I click on this and click on scope current selection, see we are getting the element ID of it. So where there is an element here, element dot ID. Okay, if you want to get the category ID or type ID, then you just have to scroll down, and where you see the information in the properties, that is even not even a 10%. Okay, if you get into the API, you could see lot of information. You just have to ask question yourself, how the programmer is getting more information than a Revit person, how they are able to read that. That is thus, that is thus, understand? Okay, so where you see the information, the parametric information, the values in the instance parameters and the type parameters are even not even 10%. The rest of the 90% parameters information that they can, you can see, for example, if you want to see the location point information, can you see the location point information here? No. Let me click on the location point, see where there is a point here directly. So if I start exploring, I mean extracting the information, it will get this. How do you get that? So element dot location dot point, understand? Element dot location dot point, see there is an under the location point, so which is showing that it's a point information. From here we are getting the point. So that is, I mean, this tool will help you to get the complete information of a element, understand? Okay, so this is how actually it would be. Okay, fine. Well, so okay, fine. Where is the other one? Where's the next one? List management. What is the list management again? So where we have a different methods. Okay, Abhishek, you have a doubt. What is that? You can unmute yourself. Just ask me the doubt. Abhishek? Yeah, please speak out. Okay. Mic isn't working. Then you do have some issue with you. Okay. Okay, but no problem. Just text in the chat box. Then I'll explain. Okay, fine, no problem. So where there is a list management.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I have one doubt here.
Yeah, please.
So how you are importing that libraries where you shown in that Dynamo part?
Which libraries?
Like how we are getting in Revit some libraries, default libraries. So
Yes.
how, yeah, these
Yes,
libraries.
I'll explain you. Don't worry. Okay, just we'll go with this in a way. Then remind me. Then I'll explain you in the last. Okay. So the list management.
Yeah, fine.
So the list management means again, this is a part of like organizing the data. Okay, if you don't understand how to play with a list, why? Because we don't have a single element in a complete model. We do have a lot of elements. For example, consider electrical fixtures. We do have a lot. Lighting fixtures. We do have a lot. Electrical equipments. We do have a lot. Okay, these we called as a list. These we called as a list actually. Okay, so the complete things would be there in a list. It's not a single component. Okay, if there is a more than one element in your more than one element in a model which is related to the same category, then it should be displayed in a lists, understand? Okay, so you have to understand the list management. Okay, let me show you a demo again. How do you understand the list management? Okay, for example, I want to get the complete elements of a electrical categories electrical equipment. Okay, I just want to get the complete electrical equipment, all elements of a category. So what is in my hand now? I have category in my hand. I want to get all elements. Okay, so all elements of category. So this is how all elements of a category. So when I connect this to this, I get complete, yeah, of course 29 elements I do have in this. in my model. Okay, let me check. If I select this and right click, select all instance in the entire project, it will show, yeah, it is showing the, it's related to the different type. No, okay, fine, no problem. I'll just go to the 3D and I'll show you. VV. Let me turn off all and let me turn only the electrical equipment. Now, when I select all this, so we have a 29 elements. So we're getting the complete 29 elements information here. Okay, so the complete, see what it is written here. It's a list. How do you play with the lists? See where there's a L1 and L2. Okay, this is a very, very dangerous thing. Even though, like, if you go through with any kind of a Google sources or YouTube sources, they'll get it in L1, L2 and L3, and when you're playing with the same information, you will get that in a different lists, in the different levels. Then for them it works perfect, but when you keep trying play with the same thing, it won't work for you. How come? Why it is showing the actual value to them and why it isn't working for you? There is a different things. This, the list management and the lacing, and these are the only reason to cause a to cause like to get the fertile errors, understand? So to get the how to resolve those fertile errors, you just have to understand the list management, you just have to understand the lacing options. Okay, what is a lacing here? For example, you have a 10 elements in your model, but instead of a 10 elements it will show you 100. You have 100 elements in your model, but instead of showing 100 it will show you only 99. Where is the one? It will show you, sometimes it will show you only 10. Where are the rest of our 90? It's a because of the lacing and list management. You should know the proper management. Okay, so how to play with the list and how to play with the lacings. Okay, these are two different topics, and each topics will cover like 2 to 3 hours, understand? Okay, these are very, very important topics. Okay, fine. Finally, what I would like to say is, like, we do have some tips before you are playing with any kind of a Dynamo. First of all, you have to set your script into the manual mode. Okay, what is that manual mode? See, where mine is now in the automatic mode, you have to play with the manual mode. Until unless it is required, don't put that in a automatic mode. Okay, always open when you're trying to open any kind of a scripts. For example, when you click on open, where there is a checkbox, see, when you click on this, see, open in manual execution mode. Like how do we have like create new local? So the same case, open in a manual execution mode. When you select any sort of a script and when you click on the open in manual execution mode, it will open in manual execution mode and it won't run until unless you click on run. Understand? It's a very, very important thing to remember. Okay, and one thing else, what is the second, what is the next one? I'm sorry, it's some, what is a second one? Always save Revit at Dynamo before running a graph. Okay, especially that too, I mean, when you are executing something where we do have a 3 different kind of a nodes actually. Okay, what is the time now? Is it 6:30? We started 6:30. Okay, it's 7:30, so it's fine. So I'll explain you. Is that okay if it extends for 15 more minutes? Is that fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Okay, fine. So always save your Revit before you run any kind of a graph. That too, while playing with the list management, and while playing with the lacing. These two are very dangerous things. Okay, anatomy of a node will not affect anything with the Revit. I mean, with the Revit or Dynamo. Data types, of course not. Understanding inputs and output, of course not. Dot notation, not. While playing with the list management and the lacing, these two are the main reasons to get your Dynamo corrupted and the Revit. I mean, like, it will suddenly close your Revit and it won't ask you to save your data also. Okay, so this is how it happens. So before you run, if you're playing with the lacing and list management, how do you know that? Again, I can't explain you in this short time. Okay, I have to explain a few more topics. Okay, so list management and the lacing, before you doing these kind of a things, you must save your Revit work. Okay, if you change something in the lacing, if you change something in the list management or levels, okay, then instantly you have to save your Revit, okay, your Revit work. Otherwise, it will be gone. Understand? Okay, fine. So what is the tip 3? Change run to manual while changing the lacing option. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So change that to the manual mode, manual. Okay. When you placing with the lacing, I told you it's very dangerous. So you just have to set that to the manual into the, if it is an automatic mode, you just have to change that into the manual mode. Okay. Read the node description before placing a node. Again, see, this is a important tip. It's not a that biggest, actually it's a basic tip. Before, if you want to execute the proper script, like, you could read the descriptions. How do you know the description? If I am in some other package, see, when I hover the cursor on, you don't need to place even. When you hover the cursor on it, okay, it will show you the node description. It will show you the node description. Works with a list of arcs, returns the center point of for an arc, or null if the item is not an arc. So this is a node description, and next to it, it is showing the input and output. What is the input you have to connect, and what is the output you are getting from it. Okay, so you just have to understand these two. Fine. Well, let me show you something else. No, nothing. Grasshopper conversion. No, nothing. Okay, wait. Get parameter value by name. Okay, now we see where there's an input which is showing element. What it is saying, the node description, get the value of one of the elements parameters. Okay, you're trying to get the parameters of a particular element. That too, that is in the last case, like, which is getting the complete parameters, is it? The complete parameter values. Okay, but here it's very specific now. If you connect the same element, if you want to get the only comments information, it will get the only comments parameters information. That's it. Okay, so this is how. And if you want to set some value, again there is a different thing. It's a set parameter value by name. For example, the parameter value, that is a 1500. If you want to set that elevation height to 2000, then you can simply set the new value here. New value, the same element and the same parameter name. Element, parameter name. The only thing which is added, value, which is setting here, which you are getting set here. Okay, so this is what it's a Dynamo is not that tough thing if you understand the core concepts. Okay, let me explain you one thing. Like, if you sit yourself for like even a day or 1 month or 2 months, you won't get that complete sources for sure, guys. Okay, so there is a way. Let me show you the training material, actually, like, how I designed everything. Okay, so each and everything in detail. For example, if I want to explain the dot notation, what is this? Autodesk dot rivet, where there is a bridge, actually, where I am closing the bridge with a dot. Autodesk dot rivet, once I enter into the rivet, okay, if I want to see the structure, the folder structure or the files inside the rivet folder, I have to add a dot next to it. Okay, then I can see the sum of the information, files information. See, now rivet.db, inside the db I can see electrical or mechanical. If you want to play with the cable tray, see, this is a classes. So this is how actually you have to understand each and everything. Okay, there are a lot of methods, actually, to play with, and how to understand this. Okay, and errors. Creating the scripts isn't a biggest thing, actually. For suppose today I have created a script, and if I open, what I have created, which is the task is done, and of course the same script will be used in the next project. So the next project will be after 6 months or 1 year. If you open the same script after 1 year, you will see a lot of issues. Of course, due to a lot of reasons, like maybe the Dynamo version has changed, and there is one more thing. A lot of issues would be there. For suppose we have the 61 slide now. I would like to show you something. Say this: if you have written some script in the 0.8 version, you can't open that in a 1.3.2. If you have done something in a 1.2.0, you can't open that in 2.2.1. Why? Due to the version change. Due to the completely version change. Like, can you open the Revit 2017 model in 2018? Can you open the 27 model in 2018?
No.
No.
Hey, understand?
Yes,
Listen my
sir.
question. Yes,
I,
you can. You
I,
can. You
I,
can.
We can open, but it will upgrade.
Yes, yes, you can open.
It will upgrade. Okay. Can you open the same 2018 model in 2017?
yes.
No.
Listen, 2018
No.
model in 2017. No. Correct? Okay. In the same case,
No.
like we will have the same thing in the
No.
Dynamo itself. Okay. You can't open a 1.3.2 version script in the 1.2.0. Of course, that could be a lot of reasons. Okay. After 1 year, like if there is any change, for suppose today the node which I used here, that is an element.set parameter by name. After 1 year, they have done some changes inside the script. You can't read the script behind it. You can't read that. When you can read that? If you are a BIM developer, then you can read the Python script behind it. You just have to decode it. There is a different method again. Okay, but you can't write it. For suppose if there is any change in the parameter in this node, for suppose they just have changed this capital P to the small p, Kalas, your script will not work after 1 year. If there is any change, now it is an element. Later on, it would be elements. After 1 year, if you, there is a change in the node, then what will happen? Nothing. The script won't work until unless you replace with the actual. We do have a lot of what do you say? Alternative nodes. Alternative nodes should be there actually. Okay, it would be there. So you just have to find the alternative node of it, and you have to replace that. Otherwise it won't work. So the troubleshooting is a very 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 interesting topics in my training. The complete whole training, most of the students will really like with this what do you say, troubleshooting only. Okay, it's very very interesting. So I keep giving them some tasks, and I'll ask them to resolve those. Okay, so that is how it would be. So troubleshooting is the main thing. 61, yes, and we do have a lot actually. So these are the topics like we have to cover, and if you understand what do you say, what is inside the code block and how to understand the code block data types. So this is how actually the complete. So what do I say? And these are the topics like what we are going to cover in my training. Okay, one of my students are joined here. Yes, yes. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So these are the topics like what we are going to cover here. Okay, so what is a Dynamo and why the Dynamo, and is the Dynamo only for Revit? Actually, no. Okay, what is an algorithm and which version to choose? For suppose if if I write something in my Dynamo, and if you ask me to share that, I'll share you, but it won't work. It won't open even. So there are a lot of reasons. Interface. Okay, and okay, that's fine with me now. Okay, so this is fine with me. Do you have any questions? You can ask me, and you have only 10 minutes time. If you have any questions, you can ask me. And yeah, Vishal has a. So meanwhile, if
Hello.
if you want to get this recording, if you want to get this, sorry, if you want to get this recording, please do fill the form which is I mentioned in the chat box, or else you will not get this recording. Okay, so please do fill that form first. Okay, meanwhile. Okay, so now anybody have any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, if I create some models in Revit, then I want to change their. I if I want to import different types of dimension of it, then it is possible by Dynamo.
Yes, it will be. It's a very easiest thing actually. It's not that tough. It's easy. The way what you can do with the Revit. What are the things you can do with the Revit? You can do the same tasks with the Dynamo also. Where there is no possibility with the Revit, there is no even though you can do with the Dynamo, but it takes a lot of time. To create that script. Understand? Need this
But
presentation
sir,
along with the
sir,
recorded session? No, sorry, Vamsi. No, we are not sharing this presentation actually. Okay, so this is from our side, like the recording only. Yeah, fine.
so sir, why we? So I don't able to understand that
I'm sorry.
why.
Sorry, can you repeat it again?
Sir, I can't able to understand why we learn the Dynamo, because we learn already Revit, in which we can easily draft all things and change the dimension of things. So, sir, what is the need of this Dynamo?
Okay, good. Okay, now let answer my question. Like, you have a 50 floors building. Okay, so you have a 50 floors building, and each and every floor you have some sort of a 500 fire alarm devices. Let's say fire alarm devices. Okay, you have to place at least like something around like 200 elements. How long it will take you to finish the complete 50 floors building to place this fire alarm devices in actual positions? Just tell me. Just give me a guess. How much time it will take?
Means in a different location in a different floor, or same location in
No,
every floor?
those are not typical actually. Those are not typical. Okay, let's consider like it's a typical. Then
Then if I modeled in a one floor, then it's possible to copy paste.
Okay, will they exactly host it to that particular floors? I mean, like if it is for the slabs or for the ceilings, will it exactly place to those ceilings if you copy those? No, right? It's just a copy.
No.
Still, they are orphans, is it? Right or not? If there is a change in the ceiling, then how do you change it? That would be in the air. Why? Because that is an orphan. You just copy pasted it, is it? So in that case, I mean, can you guess the time? Can you guess the time? How long it like? 1 day or 2 days? Anyone? Not only him.
Yeah, it will take more than 3-4 days.
Yeah, but
for one I guess 10 buildings.
Okay,
It is
great.
for 50 buildings, then I think it is more than a week, 2 week.
Okay, then this Dynamo will help you to, and I mean, this Dynamo will help you to place the complete elements for the 50 floors in a 15 minutes. Not even 15 minutes. Also, it's a less. It's in a less time. How come? How it's possible? That is what. That is the power
Because
of
of
programming. Yeah. Initially, of course, I agree. Initially, it will take some time to create that script. But once you create the script, you can use a number of times. You can use that same script in a number of times. You can save a lot. Okay, so that, and I used to do the same thing actually. I used to create a script for my process, like what I'm using. I'll just create some of the workflows for myself, and I do follow the same. Like I could finish the same 4 hours task in a one or like 1.5 hour, and I'll play the 2.5 hours with the next scripts. I mean, I don't know, right, like what I'm going to do in the next task, is it? So I used to play, I used to create a lot of things. Of course it will kill some time, but once your script is ready, you can use a number of times, and number of people can use number of times, and it's a free source, and you can save a lot of time. So that is the reason why we have a source, and why you have to be work too much. Okay, just be lazy. That's what I'm saying. Okay, fine. Any other questions? Vishal has a question. Can Dynamo be used for the change routing of a duct after completion of whole modeling? Yes, actually, but this is I mean, you need to play with some sort of a, like some sort of like in-depth API, Vishal. It's possible. I don't say like it's not possible. It's possible. Like I mean, first of all, you have to get the location information of a ducts and the connecting dots of the ducts, and you have to move it accordingly as you required. But the only thing is, it's a bit tough to play with the geometry. It's a bit tough actually. Okay, for that sake, like you have to learn. I mean, until unless you have a very good hands-on in the Dynamo and Python, then you can achieve it. Okay, that's an advanced thing. So Tushar, will Dynamo script work for rebar modeling in structural element? Yes, of course. Why not? We do have I mean, we do have a different batches for the rebar modeling with the help of Dynamo, and we do have a lot actually. But the core concepts are common for everyone. For if you are an architecture, or if you're a structure, and if you're MEP, This training is completely going to be cover the core concepts. I'm not going to hear you explain any kind of an existing scripts which are available on Google, which are available on YouTube. Okay, these are not the things. I'm going to explain you the core concepts, only the core concepts which you can able to create, and you can post a video with your own voice. Understand? Okay, fine. What else? Please arrange same session for scan to BIM. Yep, sure. Okay. Any other question, guys? Any other questions? Okay.
Yeah, hi,
Yeah.
Kumar. Hi, this is
Yeah.
Gaurav Sharma.
Hi, Gaurav.
Yeah, nowadays, people are using Dynamo for programming also, and as well as the Python programming also. Python and C# also used to create their own script or own plugin like add-in. So, which one is the better way to work? Because whenever you use Dynamo, it's slower than slower and unstable than the plugin version. Like, so if we learn the programming in a Python way, so is it more appropriate, or a Dynamo is enough?
Okay, let me answer you this question actually. So what do I say is, I'll say like, I mean, first of all, I'll prefer like C#. Why? Because that is an add-in creation. But when you are in a basic stage, if you, of course, you are not in an advanced stage, you are still in a basic stage. Okay, then initially I'll suggest you to go with a Dynamo, then the Python. If you're confident, very confident on the Dynamo, I mean the Python, then you can go with the C#. C# is a very advanced, and you have to, why? Because creating an add-in isn't a small thing actually. Okay, it's not even, you have to sit a lot of hours to create an add-in. You have to spend like whole month also. Understand? It needs that passion to create. I mean, you have that passion to create an add-in. Okay, so with the Python, of course, you can't create any add-ins. It's like helping you to, I mean, without, I mean, for example, if you, I mean, there are some add-ins which are available in the apps.autodesk.com, is it? But they are, earlier it was like free, and now they are providing some trials. But in future they don't even provide you the trials also. You must, if you want to try it, you have to pay it. Okay, but instead of that, now if you once the Dynamo has step in, like no one is interested in these sort of add-ins, buying these add-ins. Why? Because even they are like annual payments. That's not like it's not like a one-time payment. Okay, if you pay once, like, even it is not like a multi-users also, it is a single user. What happen if you pay like $250 for an add-in, and if you don't use it for much, and you use it for only for one project, and you reformatted your PC, your license would be gone. Understand? So these kind of an issues would be arrested. So that is the reason to being the commercials also, like the companies are looking for the Dynamo only. Okay, the persons, most of the case, like in future, there will be no models at all. Everyone would, if you ask someone, like everyone is saying, earlier we used to say, oh, he's a draftsman, he's a draftsman. Now everyone they're saying it's, I'm a modeler. In future, everyone say I'm a developer, BIM developers. I'm confidently say that. Okay, so that is how actually. And initially I'll just go with Dynamo, then Python, then C#. Okay. Okay, fine. Two more questions actually.
Just a small one.
So
what is the opportunity for? Last question.
Yeah.
What is the opportunity for the programmer or developer, or like us, if we use scripting or for this? So what is the opportunity in the
double your
market?
hike, double your salary.
Okay.
If you want to double your salary, be as a designer, not like it's a designer, it's like a developer. Okay, be as a BIM developer. I mean, if you learn more, you can, there is a chance to earn more actually. Okay, so if you want, if you keep learning, I mean, if you have a 10 years of experience and you do the same modeling, if you're very good in modeling, no use. 10 years of experience candidate is equal to 2 years of experience, proper experience with the development background, developer background. Understand? So there is even simply consider like how many tools you are confident in, how many tools you are confident in. You, I mean, in your CV, you will simply show that like I have a 10 years of experience on Revit. no use.
Mhm.
Tear that experience
Mhm.
certificates. That's it, simply. If you have a 5 years of experience with a lot of tools, then
Mhm.
company will prefer you. The first preference, I mean,
Yeah.
you can simply, I can confidently say that. Like, why? Because I acted as a manager in a existing company, so I know like how the HR behaves and how the management behaves. Okay, don't
Mhm.
rely on your experience. Be good in
Okay.
all the tools. If you're acting as a architect, learn all the architect discipline applications. Okay, so in future, what I'm trying to say is you just have to go with advanced topics in future next to this programming language. Now we call this as algorithmic programming.
Mhm.
Okay, the next to it, like we
Mhm.
have a construction robotic
Mhm.
industry. Like, what do you say? Once you import this BIM model into a machine,
Mhm.
the machine is able to
Mhm.
understand the BIM model, and it has to place the complete structure, and it has to place the lighting features by itself. So these sort of
Okay.
things would be there. Understand?
Mhm.
be
Yes.
be good with, even though, you know, I mean, I'm not saying you just have to work on each and every tool, but you have to learn every tool. You know, you must know like what are the possibilities with a particular tool. Understand? Of course there are
Okay.
some
Yes.
limitations in your Revit, then you can achieve that in a
Mhm.
ArchiCAD or like in the Rhino. Understand?
Mhm.
You
Yes.
just have to go with the other tools also, no? Just spend your time, like
Yeah.
if you will simply sit completely like 3 hours for a movie. Why don't you sit
Mhm.
1 hour for learning? That's what my question.
Mhm.
Okay, just be learn. Spare your one
Yeah.
hour time. That's it. Daily 1 hour. If not, 2 days.
Mhm.
1 hour in a 2 days. If not, weekly
Mhm.
1 hour for new topics.
Mhm.
I can say that, I can assure that like you will be master in a 1 year
Mhm.
in all the tools.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Thank you so much.
Yep. Okay, fine. Someone has a question actually. How we have to load these packages? As I so there is a source called packages. I mean, there is a path called packages. Search for a package, and you can search the packages here. You can search the packages here. Okay. For example, if I want to install the ampersand, I have to go to the ampersand. I have to type ampersand. I can simply install this. Okay. Don't install all the packages with a blind knowledge. You must have some techniques. It must have some techniques. Okay, for suppose if I install this topologic, I don't know, it may corrupt like my Dynamo. How did you know that? I can confidently say that. Why? Because this is a new one. Topologic is a new one. Okay, how did I say that? I'll just go to this. Let me go to this dynamopackages.com, and I'll show you. See, this topologic is a new one, and he has recently posted this 1 hour ago. Understand? Okay, so how did he say that? You don't need to have any experience. Just, I mean, like, if you see, they have posted on September 1st. I mean, it's a today only. Understand? And downloads list, it's a 1, and he has written the 1.4.0. If I click on this, see, it's a 1.4.0. So who is the author of it? If you install this, if you want to read the content, you have to install this. I mean, what are the notes we have inside it? Understand? So we do have a lot to know in this Dynamo. Don't I mean, like, if you're confident in 50% topics, and if you're not good in the 50% topics, you will stuck for sure. Okay, be good in the complete core concepts, not even 1 2 3. Okay, so I'll suggest you to go with some of the packages, and anyhow, I'm providing you this video recorded, so you can go through with this. uh, where are the packages list? Okay, so these are the packages. So these are the packages actually. Okay, what are these packages? What are these packages? So you must have the ampersand, you must have the Archilab Bantership, Bakery, Blackbox, Bumblebee, Clockwork, Ladybug, Proverb Bim. So these are the must-have packages actually. Okay, and you can download this from the dynamonodes.com or from the package library. Package, search for a package, and go with this presentation slide. Okay, go with this, and you can download this. Clear? That's it. It's very easy. Okay, fine. And there is a different method for the installations also. Like if you click on this download button, which is installing, but sometimes if you're using outdated version of a Dynamo, and when you click on this, it will show you some warnings. Understand? Okay. For example, let's say ampersand only. It will show you some ampersand. For example, if I click on this, what it is saying, are you sure you want to install this? Yes. When I click OK, Dynamo has already installed ampersand. Dynamo will attempt to uninstall the package. So it will give you some sort of a warnings. Okay. So you just have to understand those as well. Otherwise, there is a chance of cut to your Dynamo also. Okay. Don't install all the packages which you see on packages library. Okay. Fine. Any other question, guys? I hope you enjoyed today's session. Is it or not? Did you get any idea? Some idea about the Dynamo?
Yeah, we got
Yes,
some
it
idea.
was
Little bit only.
Good. Of course, I expand a little bit only.
gives a good
we will
insight.
get the complete thing. Okay. Yeah, please.
It's a good answer.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Sir, like Tushar, sir, if I suppose I'm creating one script in Dynamo, how we know that particular this packages will work for the script? Ah, okay. Fine. Again, Tushar, you there here? Tushar, you here? Tushar, you here? Okay. I don't know. Fine. See where there's a package name here. For example, when I click on ampersand and when I click here, center point. Okay, I just place some ampersand one, and I'll go with Dynatools, Civil, Tunnel. I just placed one node here. Okay, so where there's a workspace dependency view extension. Okay, let me close this. And how to open it? Go to view, show graph dependency. Now it is showing Mr. Rajesh, you used ampersand nodes and the Dynatool nodes. That's it. It's easy. So that you can, if you open someone's script also, it will show you. For suppose the person who installed, okay, I mean, they have worked on some different packages and the packages were not there installed in your PC, then it will show you in a red color. Dynatools in a red color. In that case, oh, the Dynatools package is not listed in your PC, then in your Dynamo, then you have to install the Dynatools. That's it. Clear? Any other questions?
Yeah.
No?
No, it's good for now.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Good for now.
Yeah, good.
Okay,
So, okay,
thanks so much.
I hope you
Thank
enjoyed
you,
the
sir.
session. And if you want to join this Dynamo, I mean, this Dynamo training, like there is a new batch which is going to start from 3rd actually. Okay, from 3rd, I mean the day after tomorrow. Okay, you can simply text me on a WhatsApp, like where you got the link. Clear? Or if you're here with the help of like a from LinkedIn, contact me on the LinkedIn itself. Okay.
Okay.
Great. Anything else?
No, it's good for now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks
Can
for
you
attending.
share this video? Can you share this demo video?
Did you fill the form? Did you fill the form which is in the chat box? The first one.
No.
Yes.
Please fill it. Please fill it. If not, like you can't get this, you won't get the recording actually. You must have
Where
to
it
fill
is?
that.
Where can I find that?
In the chat box. In the chat box.
Where is the chat box?
Chat box next to the contact persons.
Yes.
Did you find that?
Yeah. But there Vishal Gatri's message is there, and after that only messages.
No, the first one. Go to the first one.
But
Okay.
sir,
Go to the first one, or else let me show
reshare
you
it.
that. Can I copy the same? No, actually it is somewhere else.
No. Okay. Yes.
Did you get that? Okay, or else I'll just copy it again. Give me a second. Please to fill the form.
Search option. Notes
Yeah, I have sent it again here.
അല്ല ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചത് നോട്ട്സ് ആണ്. ഇതിപ്പോ അവനയച്ച സെയിം അല്ലേ ഇതൊക്കെ? ഓക്കെ, ഐ ഗോട്ട് ഇറ്റ്.
Great.
What is the fee structure of these?
That we will discuss personally.
Okay.